Cheers and welcome my friends, I'm Horath and we are playing Battle Brothers. Battle Brothers is a game where you manage your own mercenary company in a low fantasy medieval-ish world. And think of it as the love child of XCOM and Mount and Blade. Because you have turn-based battles and then you also have a second mode where you move around the overworld map, procedurally generated overworld map, and try to sell your services to the highest bidder. It's a really good game. It just came out of early access. We're now playing the full release 1.002. See that down in the right lower corner. Now we're just gonna jump straight in. If you want to be a soldier in here, then please leave your name and the title for your soldier in the comments, like I don't know, Ragnar the Lucky or something like that. I already had 27 people sign up on my enlistment video. Thank you for that very much. It really makes quite a difference to have you guys in here, and I think that is the biggest thing that I like compared to Mount and Blade, because it does allow you to have real persons in there. Persons that are gonna die most likely, but still real persons with a background and with traits and the ability to develop and all that. That is really nice compared to Mount and Blade, where most people are just cannon fodder. Yeah, you have your companions, but here they all have names and they all have their different destinies. That's really cool. Right, so we're going to jump in. For options, I just put up the UI scale to 130%. Really nice that the game lets me do that, because I'm playing on 1440p, because that's my monitor. So, but it's gonna look weird on YouTube when you won't be able to read the stuff. I think that should be fine with this setting. So we're gonna go for expert difficulty. Our company name is going to be Drako's Tentacles. And I went for this banner. There are actually quite a few banners in there. They all look really cool. I really like those designs. First I wanted to go for this one because it's a little bit more tentacle-like. But then I thought we'd actually just go for the Grim Reaper, because we're gonna die, especially if we play on Expert. The game is already quite hard, even if you play on Beginner. But on Expert we have less starting funds, we have more challenging contracts and opponents. So our opponents gonna be more in number and they're gonna be better equipped. Our contracts also pay less, and deserters will take the equipment with them as an added insult. We're not gonna play on Iron Man because with the recording, if the game crashes or anything wonky happens, I don't like that. But we're gonna play it like an Iron Man game, so whoever dies is dead. No reloading, that's not a thing. Because that takes away from the fun of the game. You really have to build contingencies. This is not a game for perfect runs. If you like to play XCOM like a perfect run, that's not gonna work. Things are gonna get messy. I'll do my best, but that won't prevent a lucky arrow one-shotting one of our best guys or something like that. Just take a sip of the tea. And there are some late game crises in the game, so we can either set it to none, so that doesn't happen, random, or we can set one of the three to happen first. The others will occur at random once we survive long enough. So we have either war between the noble houses, or we have an orc invasion, or we have the undead scourge. I'm gonna go for war first, because the orc invasion does can destroy certain settlements, so I don't want that to happen first. And the Undead Scourge, I don't think we're quite equipped for that. So we're gonna go with this. Let's start. I'll try to push the pace if I can. It is a rather text-heavy game, so I'm gonna try to not read through all that. You're welcome to pause and read through it. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. So our mercenary company has been asked to take care of some raiders led by Horath the Weasel, but it all went wrong. We've been ambushed, most of our company are dead, the captain is just dying, and since we seem to be the second in command, we are now in command. We're just gonna witness our captain now dying. There he is, Captain Bernhard. There's Horath the Weasel, and Captain Bernhard is gonna get cut down in a second, which is pretty crappy. Horath the Weasel is doing the weasel thing and is running away. And with that we're in combat, and actually for this series we're going to go ahead and put on the helmet. If we're in combat we gotta be properly protected. And that fucks up my green screen setup. I'm terribly sorry about that. I will go for a better, more permanent green screen setup in the new flat, but for now it doesn't really make any sense to go for something permanent if we're going to move in a month and a half, so I'm not going to, but yeah, this is fine. Okay. Right, so we're in here. I'm just going to go through the interface very quickly. So we got 3 of our own guys, we got 3 enemies, we're in turn 1. There are different elevation levels and they actually have a bearing on combat. Higher elevation gives you better defense chance. You can use this to switch between them. We got our guy over here, Eberhard the Impaler. All abilities are weapon-based, or most abilities, 99% of them are weapon-based. So he has a crossbow, so he can shoot a bolt, and if he's shot his bolt, he can reload the bolt. All abilities cost action points. Every unit has a certain amount of action points. I think it's 9 for all of them. They refresh at each turn. And then we have fatigue. Every action not only does cost action points, but also builds up fatigue. So he currently has 88. If you move, you build up fatigue. Every turn, 15 fatigue get replenished. So you can be in a situation where your people are so tired that they can't really hit the enemy anymore. And you're at sort of a standstill. So we got him here. If we go over our thing, we see that we can inflict 30 to 50 damage. We have a range of 6 tiles. We have a plus 15 chance to hit and minus 3% per tile of distance, which means we have him. We have a 54% chance to hit. If we move 1 tile closer, we're going to have 57% chance to hit, which I think we're going to do. So move up. And, oh, he does have a shield, which is not great. We're still going to try it. Come on. Nope. Well, we hit, but we hit the shield. That's shitty. And I won't be able to reload. That's fine though. So we're gonna end the turn. Now we got our axe guy, Ulrich, the axe person. We're gonna rename these guys soon. You can see that the axe has a split man ability. We have a round swing and we have a split shield. Oh, I should have gone through the other things. Well, very quickly. Morale. If you have high morale, you fight better. If you have bad morale, you can break and flee. Head armor, very important. If you take hits to the head, they are always critical, so plus 50% damage. Not going into battle with head armor is a surefire way to lose your soldiers. Like he, for example, he's just waiting to be headshotted by some asshole or other. Right. And then there are hit points, which are actually not as important as you would think. And then you have this over here, the event log, telling you in detail what has happened, and then we have the turn order down here. That is based on the initiative of the units. Right, so what we can do is we can move him up 1. And then I think what we're going to do is, well, he's already a confident morale. I do think I have to split his shield though. Because if I go for split man, I don't really, I have a really low chance to hit him, 46%. So what we'll do is we'll split the shield. Now this guy is out of action points, but we can move him up. He has a spear, which increases the hit chance. Also, if you have multiple people next to a guy, you also have increased hit chance. I think 5% for each guy that stands next to him. So that's pretty nice. So surrounding and overwhelming an enemy is definitely a strategy that you can go for. So we're going to go for the spear thrust. There are other abilities. Spears are very good beginner weapons. If you give a peasant a spear and a shield, you're pretty much set. Shield wall is very good, increases your defense. But if we don't go for the shield wall, we'll not be able to do anything else. We're at 5 and 9 action points, so yeah, we're not really there. I'd rather damage him. We have 86% chance to hit, so we're definitely gonna hit him. Come on. No! I jinxed it. I jinxed it. That can happen. And now he's next to us. That's not nice, I gotta say. We can't really move out of his zone of control. Every time we try to move out, he's gonna get a free attack on us. And that can go wrong very quickly, because if you try to move out of his zone of control 3 times, we're gonna be dead. You can see that our abilities now changed. I changed to the dagger. We can now go for puncture, which ignores all the armor. It does pure damage to health, which is a good way to actually get the armor from him. We're gonna wait. Gonna put him at the end. Come on now, kill this guy. Yes, he needs to die. One more. No, he's still not dead. Crap. We really need this guy to get away from our dude. Ah, I'm not having much luck here. I guess we just gotta stand and fight. Yeah. Don't kill him! Don't kill him! No! Right. Right. We're gonna wait a turn. Kill the dude now. Come on. Yes. Move up. Move up. He's now not so happy. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna use the puncture attack, and hopefully we can actually kill him. It's not very likely. We only have 42% chance to hit. This has a higher chance to hit, actually. You gotta hope that he actually evades. I really don't want him to die, but oh well. I guess that's how it goes. Crap. No. Holy cow. This first battle is really going against me. Tell you what, we could actually knock him back, but I'd rather just do damage to him. What are you, dude? Come on, now let's go with the... Yes! Okay, the axe really did some damage on him. He has a cut arm, so he's wounded now. He's wavering. No! He's actually running away. Well, I guess he didn't die, so we got lucky there. What are you, Geralt? You're at 54. 57. 35. Oh, you're really bad now. Right. I would actually like to get some experience on you. If you land the killing blow, you get 20% experience. So I think we're going to wait with you. I think we're going to try to get that kill on Elric. Yes! Okay, chop the head off. We gain the flail and we gain the spear. Right, so we'll take that. Thank you. Flails are actually pretty good because you can attack the head directly. We're alive. We won. The adrenaline fades, and in its wake you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow's shaft. I think we got an arrow, that's why we didn't fight in that battle. Your chest heaves, painful breath, everything blurs. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men. And that bastard Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Eric the Berserker, who sits down beside you, bearing his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Bernard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader, but all it took was one mistake. What makes you the one in charge now? That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Eberhard the Impaler joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Geralt. Save the ceremony and anointments for another day. Let's give the man a good burial and return to Ravestead to collect our pay. The Weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you too. Wouldn't want to leave Eberhard the Impaler in charge, right? So be it. Okay, so this is the world. It gets procedurally generated every time. You can see the banners representing the different noble houses that have control over the various settlements. We have the House of Adlerreich, with good right. We have the House of Niedergard, to live without a wish concealed. And House Sommerwein, victory is in truth. Alright, I like that one. This is our renown. Currently we are unknown. This is our repute as professional mercenary company. If it gets high enough, noble houses will hire us. Currently we are beneath their notice, so we have to sell our services to village elders and other lower level folk, because they just the noble houses just don't care about us. You also have a reputation. Currently we're neutral, but you have a way of being good or bad to the general population and trying to be selfish or selfless. And that does also impact what kind of contracts you get. So if you have an unsavory reputation, you might also get contracts that, might go towards the unsavory. Like, I actually haven't really played that bad, but I guess assassination stuff, maybe, I don't know. We'll see about that. The reputation or the renown is actually also important because the enemy strength and enemy number scales with that. So the higher your renown, the more numerous and well equipped your enemies will be. You get 50 renown for each fulfilled contract, and you get 10 renown for each won battle. So it doesn't really pay to always go for contracts. You might want to roam the map a little bit more freely and try to just pick some random battles with some brigands or something. Now let's have a look through the land. So we got in the south, we got these guys. These are actually the weakest faction. I guess these guys and these guys are about of equal strength. That's interesting. So we got some sort of tundra, deserty-like area in the south. We got Vikstadt, Süderfeste, Niewik. Big harbor city down there, and you can see the resource buildings next to the city sort of impact what you can buy there. So you can buy amber over here, and they also have some militia barracks and some fishing huts. That's pretty standard. Some more amber. So amber is in the south to be had. That's pretty good to know. There's a big citadel. Okay, some ore smelters, some blast furnace. So we'll get quality weapons over here. We've got Egelburg, which is nice. It has a swamp, so they have a mushroom cove. Tiefenhaven. That's a large spread out village with another amber collector. So that's pretty good. South is for amber. Oh, right. We got a village over here with a lumber camp. That's really nice because you can build high-level bows out of quality wood if you have certain people in your mercenary company. Having that is a very nice thing. Then we have we have a second one, Weidhof over here. I guess mainly from lumber and game. Well, they have an arrow maker's shed, but they don't have the other thing. Königswald, there's another big city. Prospering city located close to the forest, with its main produce being valuable timber and venison. Another one. Holy cow, this is a really foresty map. I'm just looking through this to find some trading opportunities. Okay, we've got you. We've got a trapper, so he's gonna sell us, this place is gonna sell us furs. That's pretty good. We got a stone keep up here. Yeah, I don't mind that, with a workshop so we can buy some tools. Gatherer's hut. Trading opportunities are not too great from what I see here. But I guess we'll have to make do, I guess. There's no place really that goes for rock salt, I guess. Oh no, you do. Okay, so these guys have a salt mine. And a surface iron vein. No, okay, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with the map. It does look very organic. I like it. Okay, and this is our mercenary company over here. We're just these guys. We currently have Gerolf. We're going to rename these guys. I think I'm going to do that right now. So Eberhard the Impaler is no longer Eberhard the Impaler. You are going to be you're going to be Hillholm. Hillholm. I mean, I like the Impaler name, but you're gonna be Hillholm the Generous, because Hillholm actually gifted me this game a while back. I think in Christmas. He's a fellow YouTuber, and I think he mostly lives on Twitch. He's actually way more a Twitch streamer than a YouTuber, but he did some Battle Brothers series on YouTube. So check his channel out. I hope he leaves a comment or something down there, so you can actually go there. Thank you for that. And then we're gonna have Gerolf. You are going to be Mikhail. Mikhail the Buttermouth. Okay, Mikhail the Buttermouth. Hello. And then we have Franz Björnsson, the last pagan. That's gonna be you. I mean, the Berserker is fine. Franz Björnsson. And you're gonna be the last pagan. You want him to be blonde? I guess we can make that happen at the barbers. Hopefully, possibly. What is your hair color? Yeah, it could be blonde. I guess we don't know, really. Right, and what I've thought of for this series is we're going to go for naming characters only after they survive their first battle. So you have to go through a bit of a baptism by fire. Oh yeah, and I can actually take off the helmet now. It is quite heavy. It is quite heavy. It's also gonna screw up the green screen again because it does change the lighting. Perfect. Perfect. I apologize. I apologize for that. Maybe I'm gonna dispense with the helmet. Let me know in the comments what you want. If you think the helmet is cool or if I should just go without the helmet. Right. In terms of stats, these stars show if they have a particular talent. So Franz is actually pretty talented in melee skill. So every level up he's gonna have a pretty high roll for increasing melee skill. You have a choice of 3 things, but you'll see that once we have actually leveled someone up. He's just pretty good at melee without having a particular talent for it. So you have melee skill and you have ranged skill. These basically impact your hit chances. And then you have melee defense and ranged defense. And the way the game works is you take your melee skill and then you subtract the enemy melee defense and then you arrive at your hit chance, which also gets this one shield just gives you a flat out 50 melee defense. So shields are really, really important. They are the cheapest and the most effective defense tool in this game. And apart from those, you have the damage that is purely weapon based. So there's no surprise there. And then you have your armor, you have your hit points, which are actually not that important. The hit points, you only need them if you already have been hit by some melee attacks, so some attack has gone through your defense, and that's not really what you want. And then you have your fatigue that you can level up, and then you can level up your resolve, which impacts your morale, and your initiative, which impacts your place in the turn order. And then you have vision over here that gets reduced by certain helmets. If you have a full helmet, you can't see quite as well. Right, okay, enough of me waffling on. Well, we do want to give him the bandages. Just a quick note about the resources. So we have crowns, that's our gold. We have food, every person is going to eat. Also, every person expects to be paid. We're paying out 33 crowns per day. And we have some tools and supplies to repair our crap. And we have some ammunition, so whenever we come out of battle, our quivers and stuff will be filled out of that ammunition thing. So that's a thing, right? So we got that quest from Overhype, and I think we're gonna go there, collect our pay for taking Hogarth's band out, and then we'll see how it goes. Hello. What a sorry display it must have been for the onlookers as you arrive in Overhype. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Arnold the Counselor, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while a servant fetches a healer. Few words are exchanged except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends to your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Arnold the Counselor sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hogarth. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blades in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod, and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire. Flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Arnold the Counselor hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame that Hogarth still lives. We expect to get paid for this. Arnold the Counselor gasps. Well, naturally. 400 crowns as agreed upon. He gestures towards a servant who rushes to your side with the pane hand. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hogarth once and for all. And I would pay you again, of course. Another 400 crowns, shall we say. Franz Björnsson... Oh, I made a spelling mistake. Gotta correct that. The last pagan scoffs and turns to drink more wine. There's no... What? Right. The last pagan scoffs and turns to drink more wine, but Mikhail the Buttermouth stands to speak. Yes, the company is in ruin, but we will rebuild it. Without the Draco's tentacles, Franz Björnsson, the last pagan, would drink the crowns away and end up begging in the streets. And Hilholm the Generous, by the gods, we all know he'd go chasing the womenfolk until one stove his rotted head in. We need the Draco's tentacles, it's all we have. What say you, Captain? Franz Björnsson, the last pagan, burps and raises his cup to you. Hillom the Generous playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Kill that bastard Horath or not. It's up to you, Captain. Yes, we have unfinished business. It's easy money, so we're gonna take it. Arnold the Counselor slaps his hands in satisfaction. Excellent! My little birds will need some time to find where Horath is hiding his hide now. I think that's a Game of Thrones reference, isn't it? Varys the Spider has his little birds that whisper secrets to him. I like it. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Arnold the Counselor's house and stand on the outskirts of Ravistad, Mikhail the Buttermouth seeks a word with you. We need more men, Captain. I know I gave a big speech back there, but bravado won't do shite. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Figure we'll find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I bet this Bodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Winburg in the northwest. Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping to rest here. That's what we shall do. Alright, so we're in here. This town doesn't have a lot. It only has a marketplace. No trade goods, which is not something that makes me happy. I could buy a pitchfork. So pitchforks are pretty useful because they have a range of 2 tiles, so you can have people in the second row attacking behind the shield bearers in the first row. I might actually pick that one up. I might. It might be useful. Might definitely be useful. Difficult. I don't like the prices here, although, yeah, no, they're fine. They're fine. We'll go for wooden shield, and we'll go for the pitchfork. I think that's fine. And anything else we'll buy later. So you have to buy provisions. The more costly the provisions, the longer they will last. You have to buy tools and supplies. This is not a good price for tools and supplies, so we'll hold off. It's a very good price for medical supplies, though. They're selling it under worth, which is pretty cool, I gotta say. But yeah, everything else, not really a fan. So we'll leave it. And there's the hiring thing. I'm looking for certain people. So we have a flagellant, a high resolve. They basically flogging themselves. And what you see in here is what they will have with them. So this guy is gonna have some shoddy shirt and this flail. We have him, he's a day tailor. We have a brawler, they're actually okay-ish, and we have a farmhand. They're also quite nice. But I'm looking for certain people with more quality equipment, so we're actually gonna look into the city. Bit of a shame that we... Oh yeah, this is in ruins, that's why we can't build this. So I guess they've been raided. They didn't have time to actually rebuild that. These guys have a trapper, so we have to look into the city for more things. Do you have a trapper? Gatherer's hut? I mean, that would have been ideal. I gotta unlock the camera here. Do you have a trapper? No, you only have the Gatherer's hut. That doesn't really help me. Crap. I need a little bit more money in the beginning, but it looks like I'm not gonna get that. So yeah, I guess we'll make our way to Undheim, and I'll do some trading. I might actually do some trading off screen maybe, because it's not the most interesting thing, just moving from A to point B. So these guys have terrified villagers. There are fewer potential recruits, and people deal less favorably with strangers. That's not what I want at all. Like these furs that would normally be sold for like 330 or something are now costing 390. That's pretty shitty. Doesn't make me happy, I gotta say. That's just shitty. Right. Yeah. No, that's not a thing. We're not gonna go for this. Let's see who we could hire over here. Only one day tailor. No, that's not what we want either. So that's not a thing. All that stuff is also very expensive. Generally, prices are very volatile from one place to the next, so you really got to be on the lookout for good prices or bad prices, right? There's a prospering city, and there's a place that has a salt mine. So chances are we can move down here, buy some rock salt and some iron, and sell it over here in that prospering city. I think that might be the best course of action. We're very far up though. We're very far up north. I mean, finishing this, the problem is now we have enough crowns to sort of buy a bunch of trade goods. And we don't have a very high payroll. We're only paying out 33 crowns per day, so we can afford to move around a little bit, look for the best deal and sell the crap. But if we have a full company, things won't be quite as easy. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna do that, but I think we'll have a look into Windburg. If there are a couple of good people in there, then we might just go for it. Just knock that thing out and move on to trading later. As Windburg's skyline appears on the horizon, Hilholm the Generous seeks a word with you. Never been to Windburg before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods, as all these prissy, pompous pricks love to have their goods delivered to you. With so many merchants, you can find almost everything you need too. Keep an eye out for bargains and don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. The last pagan sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down on his luck more than a good pint. God knows we earned it. Hilholm the Generous shakes his head. You say that every time we stop into town. You say that even when you're already drunk. Well, keep it in mind. Alright. Oh, it's evening. We gotta hurry, because in the night you can't really trade. And we just arrived at dusk. Very good. Okay, so we have an armor in here. Got some... Let's see who's up for hire. Obviously, the cities have better people. Retired soldier. Very expensive, though, those retired soldiers. But can be worth it. Oh, yeah, we got an apprentice. Hartmut the student. I think we're going to hire him. I like apprentices. This guy's a deserter. They tend to have low resolve. He has 2 additional levels though, but I don't like the bows. Bows are a lot more difficult to handle, so if you don't have someone who's already really good at ranged combat, you're better off with a crossbow, as it was historically. An archer has to train, I guess, all his life to become really great, whereas with a crossbow, 2 weeks of base camp training and you have someone who can kill pretty well. I think we're gonna hire Hartmut the student. These apprentices get an increase in experience that they gain. I think they gain 10% more experience, which is pretty nice. Mastery of an art is prestigious, but no one gets there in an instant. Believing this to be true, Hartmut took up an apprenticeship in Windburg. Unfortunately, his master was poorly chosen, an insane carpenter with a penchant for chopping the neckline instead of the tree line. Fleeing the impending doom by association, Hartmut has ended up in the company of sellswords. So every one of these guys has a different reason for joining us. He's somewhat pricey, but I think we're gonna take Hartmut the student. Welcome to the company, Hartmut. Right. What do you have? Oh, he's pretty proficient in melee. He's not great in range skill, but he has some range talent, and he also does have the resolve. He has 2 stars in resolve. Could be worse. We'll see if you survive. We're not going to name him until he's survived his first battle, though. I guess we could just put him in the second row, give him the pitchfork. Pitchforks are pretty nice. Not only give you the range of 2 tiles, but they also give you the chance to hit the head. That's increased by 5%. So, and how the people appear in this screen is also how they will be deployed on the battlefield. Except if you're ambushed, then you'll just be strewn around. But these guys are going to be in the front row, and he's going to be in the back row, which is a thing. On the other hand, I mean, well, he's not really good at anything. No, you're going to stay in the second row, and we'll see what you can do. He is a drunkard. Oh, perfect. Great. Great. He's a drunkard. There's no question what this character spends his crowns on. Expect him to drink heavily before any battle, in secret if need be. So that reduces his skills. That's not great. And he's also fat. Plus 10 hit points, minus 10 fatigue. Yeah, we hired a fat drunkard. That was not my best choice, but it's not possible to see what they are beforehand. What are you? You're strong. Okay. Yeah, Franz Björnsson, the last pagan. Definitely a good pick here. Definitely. Right, so that corrected that one. Helm the Generous. He's written correctly. What are you? He has iron lungs, so +5 fatigue recovery per turn. That is really rare and really nice, because that means you can give him orc weapons. Because orc weapons normally are too heavy for humans and they cost +5 fatigue to wield every time. But this way, this guy will always have enough fatigue. I guess we're not gonna have Hilholm be a ranged person forever. Because that, I mean, that mainly is for melee characters. I would like to give you an axe or something. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to make these episodes about 30 to 40 minutes long. Let's have a quick look in the marketplace so that we're all done here. Holy cow, they're actually selling a billhook in here. That's a really good weapon. It's 50% damaged, but it's gonna give us a damage of 60 to 90. So that's an endgame weapon that they're selling over here. That's amazing. It also has a range of 2 tiles. Not really what we need though. They're also selling a damaged mail shirt. Yeah, that's by the way a pretty good strategy for getting high level equipment. Buy them damaged and then repair them. That's a steal. That mail shirt. I think we're gonna go for that. I think we should. If I buy that shirt and that billhook, we're already out of money. It's somewhat expensive, but I guess we can live with it. That is also not expensive, the Gambison. That's also pretty nice. That's also good. Prices are actually pretty low in here. They're also selling a full crossbow. I guess I mull this over. Oh yeah, and you can buy war dogs as well. You can give them to one of your brothers, and then if you have enemies running away, you can unleash them, and they're gonna hunt them down. Yeah, that's a pretty good selection. I'll sort of think it over in between episodes. Next time we'll equip our warband, and then we're gonna go after Horath the Weasel. I'm sorry that the pace is a little bit slow in the beginning. It's gonna pick up later on, but if you play on the highest difficulty, you have to sort of make sure that you don't botch the start. So I'm gonna be very picky in who we actually take into the company and how it all turns out. Well, yeah, for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments. I can improve. And if you want to see more of the series in the future, then please consider subscribing to the channel. I do hope that you join me next time, and leave a comment if you actually want to be a soldier in here. I'm still taking applications. If you want to die a horrible death, let me know. Thanks and bye-bye.